Now, the most important thing when you're trying to do turns is you need power in the boat. If there's no power in the boat, there's nothing there when you're a steerer. So if you're sitting there in the boat and the boat's not moving, you can't steer a canoe, it's just doing nothing. So you need power and momentum. Okay, so when you come into turns, the most important part of the thing of a sprint is so chaotic half the time, okay? So when we go out there today and we'll do some sprint turns, what I want you to do is we're going to do it in slow motion. Like, I'm talking 40 strokes a minute. Okay, we're going to take it really slowly and we're going to do it all in slow motion like a broken down battery on an old walk. Alright, obviously these are the lanes, okay? And that's the buoy you want to come around, okay? What I like to do, like this is going to be my canoe, okay? What I like to do, when I hit a turn here, I don't tell my team to turn or jay out or order whatever you do in a boat until my boat, my armour is in that position there. Okay? A lot of people come into a turn and then start saying, turn, turn here. You lose so much boat speed. Okay? You have to come in at good pace and you as a steerer have to get your boat in that position. So as soon as your armour hits here, pretty much this is the armour. When it hits about this section here, that's when you tell your number 1 or 2 to order your J. Okay? And another thing you want to do is maybe your 3 and 4, just back off the power just a touch, a little bit there, because what's happening here is once you get into this position, it's very hard for the steerer to get anything else out of there. It all comes down to number 1 and 2, to pulling that nose around. Okay? So when you're coming into the sprint turn, the most nervous section is thinking when should I start turning? Okay? What you've got to do is don't hesitate and don't change your mind in this situation. When you do come into that situation, you need to make that decision straight away. Because if you come into a turn with pace and your team's smashing into that turn, you change your mind, it's all gone. Okay? You've got to go with your first instinct, even when you're out there steering, doing anything. Don't think about second thoughts. If you think about something you want to do, just do it straight away.
So how far off the buoy would you be before you started turning?
What I try and do is look at a 45-degree mark on the lane. Okay? I like to hog my lanes a bit actually when I'm coming into a turn. Mainly because I don't want to have a really sharp turn in there. I want to come in with boat speed. So about that 45-degree mark here, I'll start cruising in. Okay?
How do you tune that? Do you poke it or do you paddle it?
Well, I'll do a small sort of poke and let the boat start moving by itself and just let it keep on going. But it's being able to decide when to do that as well. But also be ready to correct it just in case you poked it too much or overdid it.
Depends on weather too.
Depends on the weather, that's right. And it always depends on, you could have another boat in the next lane coming into your way that could be in front of you. There's so many things that come into play there.
So if you were going to correct that, sorry for interrupting, you then correct it with a paddle because then you're on that side?
Look, I do, yeah, I do.
And then you're not going back and forth?
That's right, so I'm staying on that one side so I'm not going to change over.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if I'm going to poke, and if I do it too much, I'll correct it with my paddle.
Because then you're still there ready for your next poke.
That's right, and you're also just maintaining power in the water as well. You're not creating drag.
Not doing this.
Yeah. Because what happens in the turns is you're creating so much lactic acid for your team, especially when you slow down and that you just been sprinting. You stuff your turn up, you destroy your crew. You need to keep it fresh. And if you get a good turn, there's a bit of a positive vibration as well without the crew. They're like, yeah, we smashed that. You could be at Hamo and there's commentators there, so they see what you're doing.
When it goes down.
Yeah.
I think what you're saying before too is really important to remember. Like the boat will turn itself once you start to turn.
That's right. Keep on swinging.
It wants to keep going.
As long as there's power in the boat,
Yeah.
continuing that. Yeah. So yeah, you got to find that sort of 45-degree angle, you know, as you're coming in, and you've got to paddle and sprints. That's the thing. You can't sit there and poke. You know, you've got to paddle. You've got to paddle hard. It's just everything goes so quickly. So in your head, just think about it in slow motion when you come into a turn, even in real speed when you're in a sprint situation. That's what I do. I try and slow it in my head and don't make it so it happens so quick. Yeah, so like I was saying, find that sort of 45-degree angle there before you start heading into the turn. So you've got full speed and momentum when you're coming into the turn. So there's my armour. So as soon as my sort of armour hits the front of that buoy, that's when I'll start saying turning. And it should only take no more than 4 or 5 strokes, you know, to get it around.
And so number 1 and 2 are jading, obviously, when you're hitting that.
Jaying or doing a noonie or whatever those.
So what are you doing on the back end as a steerer? Well, if it's not turning, so
if I'm at the back, I'm paddling out.
yeah, so
I'm paddling out because once I get in that position there, I've sort of lost the speed and momentum, and my steering ability is gone. So you see some people that sit there and they dig it in and really rip it. It might work for some people, but I find that destroys your momentum through the turn.
So 1 and 2 are over, so you're at this really.
Because when you're swinging in, the arse end of your boat's already moving. So all that has to happen now is the front end has to come around. So that's where 1 and 2 come in.
Yeah.
So they're bringing that boat around from that position.
Yeah.
So try and paddle as quick as possible. You know, because if 6 people are paddling out of a turn, you've got to get out of the turn and create a lift, and you're off again. You know, to get ready for the next one. The same with like racing buoys, you know, when you've got to go around a buoy. Go a little bit wider. Don't come in sharp because you're just going to slow the boat down. Go nice and wide, go with a bit of boat speed. You know, and that way it also gives you a bit of option too. If there's boats around you, you've got a bit more room to play with, you know. Sometimes it makes you a little bit too nice and regattas and give someone else a bit more room, yeah, because it is don't want that chaos on the buoy.
What's the rule in the law there? Like, is there you've got the inside lane, you've got the right, or is it?
I think there is a rule there. If there's a boat on your left-hand side and they're like the nose is up past the armour, I think you've got to give way to it. Yeah.
Up and then you've got the right.
Boats on the inside here.
But I think it's
Move to terms at 50%.
$100 for a protest these days. So
Rubbing's racing, racing's rubbing. Oh, did I say that?
yeah.
You just want to run through how your crew sets themselves up. Like I'm saying, like, you know, how does the 3 get the 1 and 2 into position, and when would they do that, and what does 1 and 2 do to help you out, and 5 as well, help you to
I don't get 5 to do nothing at all. Just in a turn. I think, you know, you're in that position where there's so much pressure on the right-hand side of your boat and your armour's lifting out. You know, if 5's moving around too much, you can flip on a turn very easily.
So do they paddle or?
They still paddle,
Just straight paddle.
There's just that little, you know, 3 or 4 strokes where I think, you know, 3, 4 and 5, just back that off that sort of little bit. Don't back it off, but just keep that pressure on your paddle and then wait for that explosion out of the turn when you say pull out.
Well, 1 and 2 are doing the JB, like they're using all their strength chain to get it around.
Yep.
3 and 4 and 5 will then put the power on so they can suck the big ones in.
Oh no, I think just go nuts. Yeah, there's no excuses for no time to back off. You back off when you finish line as far as I'm concerned.
Take them out, burn out, spit them out.
That's right. Yeah.
When you're trying to turn, you don't want that forward momentum to keep on going and go too wide. So you've got to slow down 3, 4 and 5.
Just back off a little bit and get that number 1 and 2 and bring the boat around, you know. But it's only about a small period there. But you still maintain the pressure on your paddle. You're not teabagging it or just going with the flow. There's still pressure
So
there.
the power is still there, it's just slowed down a fraction.
Slow down a little bit, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about 1 and 2 never get a chance. You just got sucked up.
Timing's critical too.
1 and 2.
Well,
The timing is critical, very critical. You've got to make sure that timing's spot on in the turns, especially coming out of it, because you're digging the boat out of the water, and if you're not all the time cruising along, by the time you're halfway down the 500 metre turn, Yeah, so same with, so this is a turning buoy at a regatta, you know, come nice and wide, unless you're coming straight back towards the beach, you maybe get number one to jade around, but if not, keep that momentum through, keep that boat speed up. That's what it's all about, maintaining good boat speed, consistent boat speed, you know. You don't want it dropping up and down all the time.
Yeah, we put the brakes on in the sprints. You don't want to talk about that. Why don't you put the brakes on? Just,
Oh, you talk about an Audi.
oh, when we're turning, when we're doing those, when we're doing those
Yeah.
sprints.
Yeah, we have done in the past where you one and two poke it in at the front there to help steer it around. But I think what Lee's saying is,
Instead of Jane.
if you've got enough speed coming in there, then you can afford to do it. If you don't have that speed, there's no point.
Yeah.
It's really hard for a women's crew to do that.
Yeah.
Really hard. I think a women's crew can actually do it much better than a men's crew, to be quite honest with you, Ernie. Why do I say that? Simply because the male's crew are going to come in full of testosterone and they're going to attack it and bully and really go in hard. A women's team comes in a bit more tactically. I've seen women's crews that basically they come in and they can do it. And I mean, I'm not talking, I've watched on TV the trial or the YouTube, and they'll come up to a turn and all you'll see the top team, the woman will go bang, crank, gong, and they're out there paddling. And it takes about 3 seconds from the entry to the exit on the top women's cruise.
Yeah,
That's
top cruise.
Yeah, but that's all. Believe it or not, I've seen top women's crews come out of North Queensland and have gone right through to the world and also to monetize and things like this. So, no, I think we might here in North Queensland put ourselves a little bit down. It's got a lot to do with finessing, hasn't it?
I think it's about finessing
Timing,
first,
and when you commit to do it, don't just go and go tap. You commit and you go in with conviction. And I think, and I do.
So the one is the
disagree
group and
there
hope
that women
on the front, the same as the
These guys are like
steering
Yeah,
CSOCC.
listen, all crews will have their own sort of set, you know, how they do it. I know in the past before we've always had the one, you know, you have your caller, which is your 3, will get that number 1 across to the right hand side at the very lane, just before he calls that turn. So coming straight before he gets that turn, time right, get him across there with the hub. And then when we say Puni or Patia, whatever we call it, bang, bang, he goes in, he holds it there, holds it there, holds it there. Lee might ask for a draw. He comes for the whole time he's there. So one would sit there, have his blade in there, and he's always looking over the right hand shoulder at 2 and seeing the stroke rate of 2. So 2 is still going here. And then Lee might say, okay, draw. That one comes across at the same time that number 2 is coming forward, and they both hit the water at the same time, then they might start drawing together. Bang, up and underneath the boat, down underneath the boat. Like Lee said, it should be only 2 or 3, 4 strokes at the most. Bang, up and go again. You don't want to lose that momentum, that flow coming around too much.
I'm an old-fashioned guy. I think the audience only come out in the last 10 years. I'd like to get number 1 and 2 to do like a paddle stroke where I go out and have my paddle down, I feel the pressure. Okay, so I go out and go, I'll say turn, and then I'll go out, bury that paddle, feel the pressure just by holding it there. Okay, and then pulling it in until they'll lose that pressure, and then they'll have to start paddling. You sort of feel it, you know. What I mean by not paddling again, jading, I should say. So if I go out and say, I always say to my head, sort of count 1, 2. So go out and say turning, bang, 1, 2, and then maybe start jaying it in. You know. So you're using that power of the boat by just putting your paddle out there. But number 1 and 2 sort of got to know when to stop doing that. You know, instead of having your steerer tell them. You know, so they go out and say, okay, turning, bang, feel that pressure, pull it in, and then when they lose that pressure a bit, and they were losing that momentum on the turn, start jamming it. You know. But it should be only 1, 2, maybe 3, and then start 1, 2, and then you should be able to turn by then. If you got good boat speed. Speed is so important coming into that turn. Got to have that speed.
I think whatever your crew decides to do, you know, whatever system that you decide to do on the turn, just have to practice. I see what you're saying, you know. you see a lot of sprint races these days, that if you have two crews that are running side to side, upper lane, and with each other all the way up, 9 times out of 10, the crew that's going to nail those turns is going to absolutely smash the other crew. And that's what a lot of the crews here in Australia do, is they nail those turns and they practice. Now, so when they do compete against others, normally the turns that are getting across the line.
That's why when you go out and practice turns, do it with slow motion. Start baby steps, just like walking. There's no point going in it flat out because it's just going to confuse you, and you won't have time to assess the situation. You know? Whereas if you just cruise in and just nice and slow baby steps, go in nice and easy, and then creep up. And next one you go 10% more, you know, and then 10% more, and then we'll go flat out. You know, that sort of stuff. It's like when you're learning to steer, if you got, like especially girls on the island, if you're going to go out and paddle and learn to steer, just take it easy, get your team to slow everything down for you. Just have one of those paddles where you're just going out for a cruise for the day.
We mostly cruise.
Yeah. That's good, you're having fun. That way there's no pressure on you either, you know. Yeah. Nothing worse than learning to steer and you're going out with a crew that's going flat out. You just feel rushed.